Hello everybody, Cameron Matheson here, co-host of Hallmark Channel's Home and Family. Thrilled to be in the kitchen with you all. I hope you're all doing great, because in honor of the new book release, Sailing at Sunset, I'm going to be making a super delicious recipe that's going to feel like a vacation to Cape Cod without ever leaving your home. Crunchy salmon cakes. These are so good. But before we get to the recipe, I want to tell you a little bit about this great book, Sailing at Sunset. Okay, it's a very sweet Hallmark story set in beautiful New England. It's the story of Danae, who is an executive, and she has the task of taking her co-workers on a chartered boat tour. And while she's out there, she not only falls back in love with sailing, but she also meets a very charming sailor named Josh. And let's just say he reinvigorates her spirit in a lot of ways. It's a pretty beautiful story. And so on the boat in New England, they obviously eat a lot of seafood. And one of the things that they eat are these crunchy salmon cakes. And very kindly, Cindi Madsen put the recipe in the back. And this is the recipe that I'm following. Like, I'm making it with you guys in the same way that you can get the book and make it for yourself. So let's get going with the recipe. Here we go. You just combine everything into a big mixing bowl and you stir it together. Everything except for the butter and the olive oil, because that is going to be used for frying them up in the pan. Okay, salmon. We've got some crackers. Then the peppers, the onions, a little bit of parsley in there. Mayonnaise, use whatever mayonnaise that you prefer. And then the egg, quarter cup of salt. Excuse me, quarter teaspoon of salt. It is not a quarter cup. Quarter teaspoon of the pepper. Teaspoon and a half of these capers, which I'm going to add in there. And it was a splash of hot sauce. Boop. A teaspoon of Dijon mustard. And then we've got a half teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. Boom. A lot of flavor in that. And now you don't want to forget the crab seasoning as well. Stir this all up. I grilled the salmon and then flaked it up. But listen, if you want to save a step, just get some canned salmon. Now we want to divide this into 8 equal parts. Okay? Because you want to make sure that you've got the right amounts left over. You don't want all your salmon cakes being different sizes. And that's pretty darn good. You don't want to press too hard. I mean, you want it to stay together, but you don't want to like mush it in like crazy. Okay. Now, we move over to the stove. Okay, I've warmed up the oil and the butter in the pan. It feels like it's getting pretty hot. I hope it's the right temperature. Here we go. There we go. There we go. We do 4 at a time. Now, these are going to stay on here for about 4 to 5 minutes each side until they're nice and brown and crispy. And then we're going to take them off, put them on some paper towel, and enjoy. Time to flip. They're starting to smoke a little bit. Oh, overdoing a little bit. But they look nice and crispy. Woo! Look at that. Perfect. Why am I out of breath right now? These guys literally are absolutely perfect. They're crunchy. I wish you could smell it. They smell delicious. But now, I have to taste them. There you have it, everybody. Crunchy, yummy salmon cakes. Now, you can serve these with a nice remoulade sauce if you want, but I got to tell you, I'm having them just like this. They're packed with flavor. I don't even think you really need any sauce to go along with them, but my wife just walked through the kitchen. She's been MIA this whole time. Nowhere to be seen until I've been finished. And she walked through, she looked at him, she goes, I know what I'm having for dinner. Wife's approval, everybody. I think it's going to have your approval too. Now, make sure you go to Amazon.com, pick up your copy of Sailing at Sunset. Make sure you visit us again, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific time for our at home with our family. We always love it when you do. Now, if you excuse me, it's time to eat.